management. Can we have the national anthem, please? Thank you. Please be seated. On behalf of the management and directors of the company, I welcome all members of the company, their proxies, representatives of our regulators, and members of the audit committee attending the meeting physically or by virtual means. My statement on the company's key activities for the financial year ended December 31st, 2019 is on page 10 and 11 of the annual report. I would like to suggest that it should be taken as read. Company secretaries, do we have any apologies?
No apologies, please.
Okay, the company secretary should call the meeting to order.
Notice is hereby given that the 22nd Annual General Meeting of ARM Life PLC, the company, will be held at the Darlington Hall, Plot CDE Industrial Crescent, off Town Planning Way, Illupeju, Lagos, Nigeria, on Tuesday, 15th December 2020, at 10 a.m. to transact the following business. Ordinary business. 1, to receive the audited financial statements for the year ended December 31st, 2019, and the report of the directors and auditors thereon. 2, to re-elect directors. 3, to authorize the directors to appoint auditors for the financial year ending December 31st, 2020, and to fix the remuneration of the auditors. And 4, to elect members of the Statutory Audit Committee. The special business to ratify the appointments of the 5 persons listed on the notice. They are Mr. Livingstone Magorimbo, Mr. Dikpo Okuribido, Mr. Eric Idiahi, Mr. Osahon Ogemudia, and Dr. Femi Oyetunji as directors of the company. The notice is duly issued and dated the 16th day of November 2020.
Thank you, Company Secretary. The Articles of Association of the company stipulates that quorum for the general meeting of the company shall be 2 or more members present in person or by proxy, holding not less than 51% of the issued capital of the company. From the information that we have gathered, we confirm that we have a quorum. Company Secretary, can you confirm?
Yes, I confirm.
Before we start the business of the day, I would like to state the protocols of the meeting. In the interest of public safety and having due regard to the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, COVID-19 guidance for safe mass gathering in Nigeria, and the restrictions on public gathering by the Lagos State government, shareholders are encouraged to refrain from physically attending this AGM. To this end, we welcome our shareholders who are following the proceedings of this AGM via video conferencing and video streaming platform. We also confirm that several shareholders sent in their proxies ahead of this meeting. Please note that for participants via the online platform, all microphones will be automatically muted throughout the duration of the meeting, except when you have been granted the permission to speak. You may request permission to ask questions during the question and answer session by clicking the raise button icon on the streaming platform. Please state your name once you're called upon to speak. You can also type in your question in the question and answer window, which can be accessed via the Q&A icon. For those present in the room, you may indicate your intention to speak by raising your hand. I wish to draw your attention to the members of the company, to the register of shareholders, which is available for inspection. I think we have the shareholders. I also wish to inform shareholders that the register of directors' shareholding is available for inspection during the meeting in compliance with section 301, subsection 8 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. Shareholders' attention is also drawn to the record of directors' attendance of meeting, which is available for inspection pursuant to section 284, subsection 2 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. I would like to introduce the directors and officers that are present today. And kindly indicate by standing up or raising your hand when you're called. I would also like to state that some of our directors are following online because of the COVID-19 guidelines. The Managing Director, Mr. Stephen Alangbo. Mr. Anthony Illupeju. Mr. Bayomi Sonny. Mr. Livingstone Magoribo. Mr. Dipo Okuribido. Mr. Osahon Ogemudia. Mr. Eric Idiahi. Dr. Oladimeji Alo and Dr. Femi Oyetunji are both following online. The Company Secretary, CLP Legal, is present at today's meeting, represented by Mr. Olurotimi Aju. The auditors of your company are Messrs. Deloitte and Touche, and they are represented here at today's meeting. Thank you. Members of the Audit Committee for the financial year ended December 31st, 2019, comprise the following: Mr. Abayomi Sani, the Chairman, Dr. Oladimeji Alo, Mr. Anthony Illupeju, Mr. Godwin Eboigbe, Mr. Julius Araga, and Mr. Gozie Alozienwa. NICOM is also here represented today. Yeah, thank you. The Securities and Exchange Commission is represented here at today's meeting. Thank you. We also have NASD is represented at today's meeting. Thank you. To facilitate a smooth conduct of the business of the day, I will move each motion and invite seconders from the members, and members are kindly requested to indicate by show of hands, virtual attendees too, when they vote for allow easy counting of the votes. In putting The special business of the day. The special business of the day is the ratification of the appointment of the following directors of the company. Mr. Livingstone Magorimbo. Thank you. Mr. Dipo Okuribido. Mr. Osahan Ogemudia. Mr. Femi Oyetunji. And subject to final NICOM approval, Mr. Eric Idiahi. Thank you very much. I hereby move from the chair that the appointment of Mr. Livingstone Magorimbo as a director of the company be and hereby ratified by the shareholders. Can we have a seconder, please? Thank you. You may tell us your name so we have it on record. I can't hear you. Okay, Mr. Teju Ogunjimi, thank you very much. Can we have a show of hands for those in favor? Can we have a show of hands for those against? Unanimous, carried. Thank you. That the appointment of Mr. Dipo Kuribido as a director of the company be and is hereby ratified by the shareholders. Can we have a seconder, please? Kindly indicate the man, Mr. Balogun. Thank you. Can we have a show of hands by those in favor? And thank you. Show of hands by those against. Unanimous, carried. Thank you very much. That the appointment of Mr. Eric Idiahi as a director of the company be and is hereby ratified by the shareholders. Can I have a seconder, please? You can second another time, so you're allowed to do that. Yes. Thank you very much. Do we have those in support to kindly show their hands? Thank you very much. Those against? None. Unanimous. Thank you very much. That the appointment of Mr. Osahan Ogemudia as a director of the company be and is hereby ratified by the shareholders. Seconder again. Mr. Julius Ogarago. Can we have those in support? Show of hands. Thank you very much. Those against? None. Unanimous. Thank you very much. That the appointment of Mr. Femi Oyetunji as a director of the company be and is hereby ratified by the shareholders. Seconder, please. Mr. Teju Ogunjimi. Those in support? Those against? Unanimous. Thank you very much. That concludes that section of our meeting. We will now go to the ordinary business of the day. I hereby present the audited financial statement of the director's report of the company for the year ended 31st of December 2019 in accordance with the Companies and Allied Matters Act and the company's articles of association, copies of which had previously been circulated to shareholders. I would like to suggest that they may be taken as read. I'd like to invite the chairman of the audit committee, Mr. Abayomi Sani, to read. Mr. Sani, please. Yes.
Okay, sorry. Well, I take the second point again. It looks like the mic wasn't working. We are of the opinion that the accounting and reporting policies of the company conform to the legal requirements and agreed ethical practices, and that the scope and planning of both the external and internal audits for the year ended 31st December 2019 was satisfactory and reinforce the company's internal control systems. 3, we have deliberated with the external auditors who have confirmed that necessary corporations was received from the management in the course of their statutory audit, and we are satisfied with management's responses to the external auditors' recommendations on accounting and internal control matters, and with the effectiveness of the company's system of accounting and internal control. Signed, Abayomi Soni. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairman of the Audit Committee, Mr. Sonny. Thank you. I'd like to invite the auditors, the representative of the auditors of Messrs. Deloitte and Touche, to read the report of the auditors.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Our report is from pages 29 to 32. Mr. Chairman, because of the interest of time and the length of our report, may I seek your permission and that of distinguished shareholders to read the very first 2 and last paragraphs of our report.
Please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. Independent auditors report to the members of ARM Life PLC. Report on the audit of the financial statements. Opinion. We have audited the accompanying financial statements of ARM Life PLC, which comprise the statement of financial position as at 31 December 2019, the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, statement of changes in equity, statement of cash flow for the year then ended, and the notes to the financial statements, including a summary of significant accounting policies. In our opinion, the accompanying financial statements give a true and fair view of the financial position of ARM Life PLC as at 31 December 2019 and the financial performance and cash flows for the year then ended in accordance with the International Financial Reporting Standards, the Companies and Allied Matters Act Cap C 2011 2004, Insurance Act I 1711 2004, and the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Act 2011. Basis for opinion. We conducted our audit in accordance with international standards on auditing, ISAs. Our responsibilities under those standards are further described in the auditor's responsibilities for audit of financial statements section of our report. We are independent of the company in accordance with the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICAM Professional Code of Conduct and Guide for Accountants and other independence requirements applicable for performing audits of financial statements in Nigeria. We have fulfilled our other ethical responsibilities in accordance with the ICAM Code and in accordance with other ethical requirements applicable to performing audits in Nigeria. The ICAM Code is consistent with the International Ethics Standards Board for Accountants Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants Parts A and B. We believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for our opinion. Page 32. Report on other legal and regulatory requirements. In accordance with the 6th schedule of the Companies and Allied Matters Act Cap C 2011 2004 and Section 28(2) of the Insurance Act I 1711 2004, we expressly state that 1. We have obtained all the information and explanation which, to the best of our knowledge and belief, were necessary for the purpose of our audit. 2. The company has kept proper books of account so far as appears from our examination of those books. 3. The company's statement of financial position and its statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income are in agreement with the books of account. The company contravened certain sections of the Investment and Securities Act 11/2007 during the year. The particulars thereof and penalty paid are as disclosed in Note 44 to the financial statements. Signed, David Achugamono, for Deloitte and Touche Chartered Accountants, Lagos, Nigeria, 16 June 2020.
Thank you very much, Deloitte and Touche. Thank you. I'd like to invite all the shareholders. If you have any questions, kindly refer us to the section for your question and raise up your hand. And those online, if there are any questions, so we can address them. Okay. All right. I hereby move that the audited financial statement of the company for the year ended 31st of December 2019 and the reports of the directors and auditors thereon be and are hereby received. May I have a seconder, please? Mr. Balogun, thank you very much. So now that means that it's already, we need to be able to state that you don't have it yet. We are going to move now to the re-election of directors. The next business of the day is the re-election of directors. Pursuant to Section 285 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, the directors to retire in every AGM shall be those who have been longest in the office since the last election. I hereby move from the chair that Dr. Oladimeji Alo, now offering himself for re-election, be and is hereby re-elected as a director of the company. May I have a seconder, please? Mr. Teju Ogunjimi. May I have a show of hands for those in support? Thank you. A show of hands for those against? Unanimously carried. Thank you. That Mr. Anthony Pear, now offering himself for re-election, be and is hereby re-elected as a director of the company. Seconder, please. Thank you, Mr. Aga. Those in support? Thank you. Those against? Unanimous. Thank you very much. May I have that Mr. Abayomi Sani, now offering himself for re-election, be and is hereby re-elected as a director of the company. Seconder, please. Yes. I need a thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Balogun. Those in support? Those against? Unanimous. Thank you very much. We'll move to the appointment and remuneration of auditors. The next business of the day is to authorize the directors to appoint auditors for the financial year ending 31st of December 2020 and to fix the remuneration of the auditors. I hereby move from the chair that the directors be and are hereby authorized to appoint Messrs. Deloitte and Touche as directors of the company in respect of the year ending 31st of December 2020 and to fix the remuneration of the auditors. Seconder, please. Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Araga. Thank you. Those in support? Thank you very much. Those against? None. Unanimously carried. Thank you very much. The next business of the day is the election of the shareholders of the company to the Statutory Audit Committee for the financial year ending December 31st, 2020. Pursuant to Section 404, subsection 3 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, the Audit Committee shall consist of an equal number of directors and representatives of the shareholders of the company, subject to a maximum number of 5 members, and shall examine the auditor's report and make recommendations thereon to the annual general meeting as he may think fit. Your board has approved the following directors to continue to serve on the audit committee for the financial year ending December 31st, 2020. They are Mr. Abayomi Sani, Dr. Oladimeji Alo, and Mr. Anthony Quer. With respect to the representatives of the shareholders on the Statutory Audit Committee, the Company Secretary has received nomination for the following members to represent the shareholders' interest on the Audit Committee. They are Mr. Julius Araga, thank you, Mr. Livingstone Magorimbo, and Ms. Akuigo Onuekwisi. I hereby move that Mr. Abayomi Sani, now offering himself for election, be and is hereby elected as a member of the Audit Committee of the company. I need a seconder, please. Mr. Araga. Those in support? Those against? Did I see a hand up? No. Okay, unanimous. Dr. Oladimeji Alo, now offering himself for election, be and is hereby elected as a member of the Audit Committee. Seconder, please. Thank you, Mr. Balogun. Those in support? Those against? Unanimously carried. That Mr. Anthony Quer, now offering himself for election, be and is hereby elected as a member of the Audit Committee. I need a seconder, please. Mr. Ojimi Teju. Those in support? Thank you. Those against? Unanimous. Thank you very much. That Mr. Julius Araga, now offering himself for election, be and is hereby elected as a member of the Audit Committee. Seconder, please. Mr. Ogunjimi. Those in support? Those against? Unanimous. That Mr. Livingstone Magorimbo, now offering himself for election, be and is hereby elected as a member of the Audit Committee of the company. I need a seconder, please. Seconder? Yes, Mr. Araga. Those in support? Those against? Mr. Teju, are you against Mr. Araga? Why? You're very far from us, so you can remove the, so we can hear you. Yeah. Okay. The number should be 5, and that we read earlier, and it's in line with CAMA guidelines. So everything that we're doing here is in line with CAMA guidelines. Yes. Yeah. It's, your comments are noted, and we will act accordingly. Thank you very much, Mr. Ogujimi. Okay, that will be stepped down. We have the Ms. Akwigo Onokwisi now offering herself for election, and is hereby elected as a member of the Audit Committee. I need a seconder. Yes, Mr. Teju Ogujimi. Show of hands for those in support. Thank you. Those against? Unanimously carried. This concludes the business of this year's AGM. I thank you all for attending the AGM. I wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas, and that you should all continue to stay safe in 2020, and all the best in 2021. Thank you. I will take the national anthem.